Netflix true crime documentary Making a Murderer has quickly become one of the streaming giant's biggest and most watched shows since season 1 dropped in 2015. Following the cases of Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey, who were both convicted for the first-degree murder of Teresa Halbach, the Netflix series focused on the pair and their legal team's quest to see them both exonerated and released. But now, new documentary Convicting a Murderer will provide an alternative view to the case. Here's what we know so far about the Convicting a Murderer's release date, plot, trailer, and cast. When will Convicting a Murderer be released? A Convicting a Murderer release date is yet to be announced by show bosses at Transition Studios. The Making a Murderer spin-off series is being tipped for release in October 2019, however, according to some reports in the USA. It is also not known on which channel or online streaming service Convicting a Murderer will be released on. Making a Murderer Season 3 Netflix release date. What will happen in Convicting a Murderer? Netflix's Making a Murderer came under fire from many involved in the prosecution of Steven Avery and Brendan Dassey. Former Wisconsin police officer Andrew Coburn even sued Making a Murderer for his portrayal on the series. Filmmaker Sean Reach, the man behind Convicting a Murderer, said his series will offer a broader perspective about the Dassey and Avery cases. Exact details on the plot are being kept relatively under wraps, but the docu-series looks likely to include some fresh points of views from members of the prosecution and the victims' family members and friends that were not included in Making a Murderer. Is Brendan Dassey still in jail? Has he been released? Who is in the cast of Convicting a Murderer? Avery and Dassey are both likely to appear, but it seems probable it will be through archived footage, having both agreed to be the focus for Netflix's Making a Murderer. Lawyer Ken Kratz, who led the prosecution against Avery, will star in Convicting a Murderer, alongside Coburn, with the pair providing interviews in the new series. The trailer for Convicting a Murderer also shows interviews with Halbach's cousin Wendy Storwide, colleague Kathy Wilford, and a canine handler from the Corner Police Department, Sarah Faust. The rest of the Convicting a Murderer cast is yet to be announced. Are Steven Avery's parents still alive? Is there a trailer for Convicting a Murderer? A trailer for Convicting a Murderer was released on Filmmaker Reach's YouTube channel on September 26, 2018. It features clips from the Dassey and Avery case interspersed with dialogue from a number of the series' interviewees. The trailer ends with an anonymous figure switching off or television set and the words Convicting a Murderer are sprawled across the screen. Convicting a Murderer is due for release in 2019.